Morning. This is Nita and Panda with the Timepiece Garden, and she is already just taken off. She's, on squirrel patrol. I think I have another gourd growing in my compost. Gotta love a volunteer. There's Miss Bam Bear! So I mowed last night, which is awesome. We had a really good fog this morning, though, so everything is dew covered. I was going to come out and use the trimmer and, trim down some of the grass that gets a little too close to the electric fence before it got hot. And it is just way too wet out here. I'm walking out here right now. It's just way too wet. So basically what that means is I'll trim another day, or I'll trim this evening after it cools down. But this morning, it's time to do some harvesting. So, yeah. Turn off my electric fencing here. I won't lie, this is Pier 1. I don't get kickbacks from them for advertising their stuff. But I love their fencing. I won't lie. So I got cobwebs on my face. Never a good thing. So garden 2. Yeah, I'm gonna harvest some peppers today. And kind of walk around and see what else needs to be harvested. I probably got some green beans that are ready. You can hear the bees buzzing. Hummingbird just hit the yellow zinnia. Now he's over at that yellow zinnia, and now she's gone. I have no idea if you saw her. Hopefully you did. Again, it's one of the reasons why you put zinnias in your gardens. Doesn't matter what garden it is. It's a pollen attractor. Bees, butterflies, hummingbirds. It brings them in, and they help spread all that pollen. Anyway, let me get started, and I will talk to you in a few minutes. So, with most butternuts, you gotta wait for the stem to start to turn brown. Makes sense, and that usually means that they're ripe to pick. Now this is that variegated leaf, and instead of the butternut turning a tan color, it's turning orange. Isn't that awesome? Now his second one is way down here and still green. And of course my tan ones are over there. You can't miss them. They're quite tan. But you can see their stems are still green, so they're not ripe and ready to pick yet. And yeah, they're large. They like the garden. Alright, I just thought I'd share, especially with the variegated kind, because not everybody has seen a butternut squash with a variegated leaf that turns orange. And again, I can't wait to taste him. He was one of my, testers for this year, so can't wait to taste him and just see if he's, as good or better. Alright, talk to you in a few. Alrighty. That's a butternut. And you can see where his stem is starting to dry. That makes sense. No, it's not completely dry all the way around yet. But when it's dry, it's harvestable. So, we're getting close. Just not yet. So just another one of my cute little things. This is the mouse melon, or cucamelons, excuse me. Got gourds on my brain. I'm not in that garden yet. But cucamelons, it is a mini cucumber. That's the vine. And let's see, there's one. There's a little melon center screen. Now from the looks of it, that's the right size for eating. That's why they're so cute, because you can just pick them as is and put them in your salad. They're little mini cucumber bites, and as they go longer in the season, they become very dill pickle tasting. Now this was a crazy spring, my opinion, and so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. From where I'm standing right now, I can see 5 little baby cucamelons. There's another one up there about center screen. There's another one kind of behind him. There's another one right there, center screen. So I've got about 5 of them. And I won't lie, the first year when they were gifted to me, I tasted them. They tasted awesome. But because this year has been such a crazy year, these 5 that are here, those are all going to be seed saved. Because if I eat them, I don't have any more. You know, there's no more there on the vines. I've not seen any. There's a vine coming over here going towards the marigolds. I've not seen any fruit anywhere except for those 5. So yeah, I won't be eating them this year. I will just be seed saving off of them. All right, talk to you in a few. I'll tell you the bees. See, now he moved where I can't video him. Love my blue butterfly please as much as I love them. Yeah, and yeah, they've been blooming heavily, which is awesome. I have plenty of seed pods here for harvesting for next year. And then I got a, see that shape? It looks like a cucamelon growing up here in my blue butterfly peas. I'm not sure how that happened. I don't remember putting cucamelons here with the butterfly peas, but I'm not complaining. You know, there's another bee at work doing his job. You know, but hanging out. He don't care. Again, these are one of those. There's a good front view of just the butterfly pea flower. The flowers are completely edible. You can also dye clothes with them. They will turn your stuff blue, kind of like a tie-dye thing. I eat the flowers. I don't dye anything with it at this moment in time. But the other reason why I grow them is they, you can see the bees hanging on them. I mean, they're up pollinator friendly. And I don't know if you can hear the bees. There's several of them hanging out. Oh, there you go. He just went to our flower. But they're very pollinator friendly. So having them in the garden, even though I don't eat the peas, again, brings the pollinators to the gardens, which is what you want, you know? Put some bee-friendly stuff out here, and the bees will come and they'll pollinate everything, not just the blue butterfly peas. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, I will tell you that Garden 3 has not stopped. Sunflowers are still growing. Zinnias are growing. I mean, they're as tall as the hoop tunnel, just because they have the support. And those that don't have the support have flopped over and are laying in the aisle. You know? Tomatoes are still just doing awesome. Yeah, I have not harvested yet. You can see just there's a bunch of ripe tomatoes there. There's more. I got peppers I got to pick today too. My aisleway is almost closed off. It's so funny. And then there in the center, you can see that volunteer. There's one there, and then there's another one right there. You know, where that volunteer squash came in. So let me get started on Garden 3. And you know, when I get in the house, I'll show you the harvest. All right, talk to you in a few. So I've talked about it before, pretty much when I was back here cleaning the pathway, that when we have storms, I got to walk around and check for branches and sticks and whatever else that might have fallen out of my forest that would hurt the lawnmower. And I know in a way older video, I talked about this dead tree right here. It's dead and full of termite holes, and it used to be a pine. It's full of pine beetle holes, and sooner or later, it's going to come down. Well, there used to be a second one, kind of right there where that green hump is, because that hump was using it to climb, for lack of better words. Well, in our last little storm, which would have been the, Hurricane Ida, I had some winds, just winds, and it's down. You can kind of, see back there. There's a piece of the stump that's still standing, but it's down, which is awesome. Now again, it's pine. I'm not going to use it in the firewood. But one of the things I want to do this winter, hopefully, is reclaim some more of this pile. Because long term, this is what's behind the perennial garden. And it would be an awesome place for another garden. I won't lie, being that the water drains off the hill, literally right there, kind of where my bag goes. I could put a pond here, and it would catch water. I'm not sure if I want to do that, because I'm not sure if I want to lose this walkway. I like this walkway, but it's just one of those things. I could put a hoop tunnel here, or another hoop tunnel, or, this is space I can't use because of all the stuff that's been dumped here. And as I clean it out, the goal is to clean it out pretty much and end up taking it back. So if it's just plant a cherry tree or a couple of cherry trees, or whatever, put the chickens here. It just becomes usable space where right now it's junk. And I won't lie, every year I've got a little more cleaned. When I first arrived here, you could barely walk this path. And now it's, 3 swipes with the riding lawnmower. But it requires pulling out the junk that's in here or the rocks that are in here, so I don't screw up the riding lawnmower. Like you can see, there's dead tree there. The pine that we just took down. So this is one of those, I will get to this, and at some point in time, this will be an awesome area. Kind of like garden 1s, 2, and 3, or grass in the yard. And then it's a shame because of all the crap that's in here. I don't go in here. I just think snakes, chiggers, and ticks, and whatever else. But if you look right back there, see if I can find it. There it is. It's a piece of passion fruit off a passion flower. And I'm not picking it. Why? Because I'm not walking through all that junk to get to it. But it would be awesome. All right. Anyway, it's just a thought process that I'd let you look that there used to be a tree there. Kind of like that one. 2 down, or 1 down, 1 to go. Huh. All right. Let me get in the house and process my vegetables from the harvest. I'll talk to you in a few. Well, there we go. Today's harvest. I got green beans, jalapeno peppers, a couple of crookneck squash, my anahimes. These 3 I'm definitely going to dry out because a little bit of red, they're going to have some heat. They're going to be great for a wintertime steak and onions with some peppers. Corn. Tomatoes. I didn't get a lot of pear tomatoes, but they seem to alternate between pear tomatoes and cherry tomatoes as far as which ones ripen the most. So lots of tomatoes. I also went and pick some toothache plant so I can go ahead and make me some oil for wintertime. And then there, just because we have a minute, let's talk about corn. So remember how we talk about the little black hairs all lead to a kernel, and that would ripen a kernel? And the frillies that stick out the top, that's what comes down and helps harvest or helps fertilize the corn. And you can see where this one is just top to bottom, really fertilized well. Where this one, you can see where he's spotted. Pretty much his whole top piece here has got nothing on it, at least nothing that fertilized well. And that's what happens with the corn. You can kind of tell which ones do well and which ones don't, but that's what causes this. Is that he did not get as fertile or as fertilized, as pollinated as he needed to be, where this one was just greatly pollinated. And again, this is gem corn, so they don't grow as big as sweet corn, which is great because it's just me, and I can have 2 of these in a mill or cut up one, and like this one would be great for corn in a salad type thing. All right, that's today's harvest. So y'all have an awesome day. And I will talk to you later.